that there could be a gathering of sorts of the aviation experts and there could be an overhaul, because that is something which is needed. From what we also understand, Sandeep, and this is what experts have been pointing towards, there was nothing that the pilots could have done. The Mayday call and the crash, barely seconds apart. So this points towards the fact that this engine failure, both of them, the pilots did not have enough time, and this is something which experts even on that day said that had the plane taken off, if they would have been in the air, there were chances that something could have happened, but barely 92 seconds from liftoff to the crash.
Absolutely. 98 seconds is literally no time to respond, no time to react. And I think the pilots tried their best. They did everything. And that is when, just before they issued that Mayday, which is basically saying that, it is the flight is doomed. They've tried everything. They've done everything in their power. They've done all the emergency protocols, everything that was, they tried to relight the engines. They did everything. But this fuel being cut off to both engines, that is something that we'll have to really look into. How did this happen? I mean, the fact that you had these specific alerts as far back as 7 years back, saying that these, fuel switches could actually go off. There seems to be some serious issue in this lock-in mechanism of the switches. How can you allow something as critical as a fuel control to the engines to be, have an issue, not be locked? And and that conversation between the two pilots, that's a very damning indictment of what seems to have gone wrong in the cockpit, where they're asking about who cut off the fuel, how did that happen? He says, no, I didn't do it. So then both of them sat down and they tried to fix that in the very limited time that they had. Just literally, a couple of seconds is all that they had, and that was the difference between safety and catastrophe, and that's exactly what this report has highlighted. It's like I said, it throws more questions than it answers. But one thing is, of course, it's narrowed it down to this very serious technical issue inside the aircraft, in the cockpit, particularly with those fuel switches that went from on to off. And that is something that Boeing will have to answer. We'll have to, know what the airline did as well. What are the safety protocols that they followed when this alert came? How seriously was it taken? Were there previous such incidents where pilots reported these kind of, incidents of the fuel switches acting in the way that this advisory mentioned? So I think a lot of more reports are going to be drawn up based on this one particular very